Go. Okay. So I'm going to mute everyone. I hope you've all got my email about having a note and paper. Did everyone get that? That's stuff to write on. Comfortable place, no interruptions. That's ace. Oh, see, everything's changed on Zoom these days. Right, here we go. Okay. I've muted you all for now. If you need to ask questions, there's two things to do. I'll probably create space during the event to ask questions. Otherwise, just go to the chat. I now know 3 years ago when I used to run events online and Zoom, no one knew where the chat was. And then we had COVID. Thank you, COVID, for teaching everyone how to use Zoom. It's one good thing that's come out of it, I think. Everyone knows how to use Zoom. So yay, if you need to ask questions, go into the chat. So I just want to start by sharing that I've put this together tonight for a couple of reasons. I know the power of collective shifting of energy. I've come to learn that, hi Gemma, who's just come on. Hi, lovely Gemma. Hi, Jane. Nice to see you, Jane. Gemma's in Dunedin. That's pretty cool. So, oh, hi, Leonie. Leonie's just come on. Start again. So the most common thing I see in my work, and one of the reasons I started putting together these 30-minute online sessions, is I've found the secret sauce to why we get stuck in life. I've found something that I think is a real game changer. And it's about asking the right questions to find out what's really going on for why we're not moving forward in life. And if we can get into the practice of asking these questions and shifting energy as well, I'm seeing it in my own life personally, what is available to each and every one of us when we know how to access high states of, consciousness. And I'm not talking about, psychic, intuitive, psychic stuff. I'm just talking about knowing that as you are where you are right now on your journey in this life, whether you've experienced a crap load of trauma, no trauma, or you're just stuck in the now, you want to move forward, but there's things holding you back. It doesn't matter where you are in this journey. At the core of who we are, every single one of us, at the core of every single one of us is the fact that we are actually a soul and a higher self having a human experience. And it doesn't matter where you are in your understanding of what's happening in the world right now. It doesn't matter whether you know about 3D and 5D and all of that stuff. It doesn't matter. The intention I have for this tonight is to remind you and to teach you that, one, you're a quantum citizen, you are a quantum being, you are everything beyond your humanness, all your negative thoughts, judgments, perceptions, fear. They are such a small part of who you are. That's just like that. And so when we learn to tap into the essence of who every single one of us is, we shift timelines for not just us. And by timelines, I mean we shift our reality, but we shift it for the collective. And the reason I put this together is because I am desperate to shift these timelines. I know that one of you here, resonating in your most extreme joy, is going to shift hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. You're going to counterbalance the negative energy of potentially millions of people, just you alone. And that is not woo-woo. That is a scientific, quantifiable quantum physics fact, right? And when I started to I teach this stuff, we teach this stuff for quite a while now, but when it started to land with me, I went, oh, crikey, we've got work to do. And so every single one of you that's on this call right now, even though this event's called Becoming Unstuck, it's basically about let's get busy changing our lives so that we can help and change everyone else's who are ready. There's going to be some souls that aren't. We see that already now in the collective. I think most of you, I can see by the names that are on here, you know, we're wanting more, and we know there's more available to us. But we have to remind ourselves of who we are. We have to look at our human mechanisms that keep us stuck. And when we do that, and when we learn to shift that, which I'm going to help you start the journey with that tonight, I've how do I say, it's not really lost for words. It's about giving more. It's about being more about what can I do for humanity. It's about we'll become unstuck. We become unstuck when we think about the collective. I truly feel that. And I am self-professed one of the most selfish people I know. I fill my own cup up all the time. I'm like, yeah. But then I thought about my business and earning money and making connections with people. And I thought, well, not that selfish, because my whole career is about helping others. But I thought there's more that I can do. There's more than I can do. And that's why I thought tonight I want to create this event that's free, because I just know that coming together, we'll shift something tonight. And that's amazing. And you'll get individual shifts. I need to preface this because we are going to be doing energy work. Some of you will get big shifts. Some of you won't feel anything at all. Some of you are going to cry. Some of you are going to get overwhelmed. Some of you are going to have stuff come up that's just feels heavy. That's okay. Everything that comes up tonight is meant to come up for you. It's meant to be felt. Feelings are our gift, because when we learn to feel all of it, the anger, the sadness, the grief, the anxiety, the fear, instead of pushing it away, judging it, trying to mask it, when we truly feel it, we then allow ourselves to move up what's called a scale of consciousness, which is basically just a scale of emotions, from shame at the bottom to enlightenment at the top. Most of us will never get to that in this lifetime, unless you want to become a Buddhist monk and go off to Nepal or somewhere and sit in the mountains in a cave. But we can get to joy, and we can get to grace and gratitude and love and sit there more often. So this is all about learning, why are we stuck? What can we do to ask ourselves to get out of the stuckness, and then shift it? We're going to shift some of it tonight. And we're going to work on clearing some of this energy that's in your physical body. So I'm going to start the practical, boring stuff first before we do some of the energetic stuff. So before we start, I'm going to invite you all. Hello, Vanessa. I just saw Vanessa pop in. Hello, lovely to have you here. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes down and start to take nice deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And through the nose. I'm just checking my phone to make sure no one's trying to jump on. Out through the mouth. And as you breathe out with your next exhalation, just imagine dumping energy. So you just want to, as you breathe in the color white or pink or something light. And I want you to imagine just dumping out of your breath any stagnant, dark, unwanted, heavy energy. Just dump it out. Get rid of it. Whether you believe this is working or not, the intention is enough. And before we do anything, I want to get us into a deep belly breath. And the way we do that is I'm going to invite you all now to take another deep breath in and take note of where your breath comes into your body. Are you able to drop right down into the belly? If you can, great. Are you sort of stopping at the diaphragm? Are you mid-chest breathing, kind of at the breast line? Are you stuck up in the high chest? But just take note of any tension in your body and any constriction that you may be feeling. And opening your eyes, I'm just going to quickly do a round of tapping, because I'm a tapping person. That's what we do. Just to show you how quickly we can shift energy, tension or stress in the body. If you've got a nice deep belly breath, still tap, because there's this thing in tapping called borrowing benefits. And what it is if everyone's working on shifting their frequency together, everyone's benefiting. So if one of you here is shifting your energy and moving up the scale, you're actually helping the rest of us shift. And funnily enough, I had a person message me today who's just done the 4-week living in alignment, and she's weeks behind. And she messaged me today and goes, I just did week 1. And she said, oh my God, it's changed my life. And she goes, I didn't know that tapping with other people and just listening to other person's words could shift me. And I went, of course it can, darling. So the tapping points are the side of the hand. Most of you know them. And if you don't, that's fine. Just follow along. The top of the head, like at the crown, sort of there. Between the eyebrows in the middle. The side of the eye. Under the eye. Sorry, I want to put me on the main view, but I don't know how to do that. Under the nose. On the chin. I don't know how that works. I'll just go back to. And if you don't want yourself on video, just turn your video off. That's fine. Collarbone. Now the collarbone is not the bony part. It's the soft part underneath. But you don't have to tap under your clothes. Like you can tap on top. Under the arm. Kind of nipple line under there. And then back to the top of the head. I'm just going to do clinical EFT tonight. Okay, so taking a deep breath in. I want you to give your breath a score out of 10. If 10 was really, really good, you give it a 10. But I want you to just be honest. Oh, my breath's only about a 6 right now. It's a 5, it's a 4, it's a 3, it's a 2. Whatever it is, just give it a score. Right? That's all we have to do. I'm holding space. You listen to my words. You repeat what I say. We do a couple of rounds. We check back in. Most of you, usually with this one, everyone shifts straight away. So tapping on the side of the hand and say, even though right now, you repeat what I say, even though right now, I've got this constriction in my breathing and I can feel it in my body. I choose to let this constriction go. I choose to love and accept myself, no matter what. Even though right now, I've got this constriction in my body, I choose to let it all go. I choose to love and accept myself, no matter what. The top of the head, all of this constriction in my body, I choose to let it go. It's safe to release it. Any tension or stress, constriction or overwhelm, I choose to release it now. All of this constriction in my body, it is safe to release it all now. I give myself permission to calm my nervous system. I take myself out of fight or flight. I come back to my truth. I release the constriction in my body. I love and accept who I am, no matter what. Okay, take a deep breath in. Just do a scan of your breath and just see how you're feeling now. I'm only going to do that once, but even just that will just shift a little bit of the energy that's in our bodies at the moment. Right, so quickly going to go through why we get stuck, and then we're going to do an unscrambling process where I'm going to get you to really tune into what might be going on for you that's causing resistance in your life or stopping you moving forward. I sent it out in the email, which not everyone would have got because a few people signed up later, just to think about an area of your life that you would like to be moving forward in or you feel a bit stuck in, because that's the area you want to focus on. And we go from there. So why do we get stuck? Well, we get stuck because of a number of reasons. But the main one is because of our energy or our emotions. Now, you're going to hear me talk about energy a lot. Energy for me is just your emotions kind of connected, because emotions have a score. You've got low score emotions like shame and anger and apathy, and you've got high score emotions like joy, love, gratitude. And so when we get stuck, it's usually because we're stuck in some sort of unreleased, low energy emotion. We're holding on to something, often shame, fear, guilt, that is sitting in our physical body as an unresolved emotional energy that is feeding our thoughts and creating negative thinking and negative thought processes, such as judgment, anger, annoyance, lack of acceptance of where we're at. And the one that trips us up all the time is judgment. We go into judgment for where we are, which causes us to feel bad about ourselves, which triggers us into an embarrassment or shame wound, which then causes negative emotions, which then causes us to feel like crap. And then we start to feel like crap again. So we start to judge ourselves even more. And then the judgment leads to more of the same thinking, which feeds back into the body. And so what we actually have is a looping. But rather than the thoughts driving the feelings, it's actually the feelings that drive the thoughts. And so when we discharge, release from the body, the negative feelings, that's when we start to change the thinking and we start to take more empowered action. But here's the trick. It's not the thing that we're trying to achieve and the frustration around achieving it or trying to get done or wanting more of, that's the problem. It's the actual reverse. It's the underlying underneath, and in access consciousness they say underneath. What is truly lying underneath, right? So the first thing I want you to do right now is say, right, where in your life are you stuck? And I would love it, you don't have to share, but if you want to share in the chat, share an area of your life where you're feeling quite stuck at the moment. Just write it down so I've got an idea of some of the sort of things and themes that might be coming up for the group. Where are you feeling stuck? Common one, and that's one of the reasons I actually did this today. Health, yep. Finances, health. What might be some areas you're stuck? Mine is business growth, like really taking it to the next level. Yeah, similar, isn't it? It's funny because when I put this together, I was like, oh, I feel like this is well, the reason I made it free is because of money, is because of finances. I went, we're going to make this accessible. Yep. Promotion for Jamie, business, health and fitness, motivation. Yep. Relationship. Yeah, it's all those, that's the big ones, isn't it? Yep. Not feeling good enough. Taking the business to the next level. Yep. I feel you, Tanny, but you're doing a lot of good and you're putting your energy in there and you're showing up. As you know, where attention goes, energy flows. That's been my biggest shift in the business, is just keep showing up every day. Just keep showing up. Right. Anxiety. Okay, feeling stuck because of anxiety. Right. So now what you're going to do is, now, like I said before, the reason we get stuck is because the emotions associated with the area that we're stuck in. We perceive that we are not going to move forward, and no, I'm going to give the answer away if I say that. Right, this next part of the evening is going to get a little bit tricky, a little bit confusing, because I'm about to do some mind scrambling with you to get to what's lying underneath your stuckness. Alrighty, that's why you need a pen and paper. First of all, you've identified where you're stuck. Now I want you to identify the emotion that you feel because you're stuck. Just write it down. What is the emotion that you feel because you're feeling stuck? Or emotions, plural. What are the emotions? Or the thoughts or the beliefs, anything like that. Now, this is where I'm going to start mind scrabbling you. If there was a purpose to feeling this way, or if this emotional feeling had a reason to be there, what might it be? What is the purpose to feeling this way? I'm just not going to say anything for a bit. Some of you will get an answer, some of you will struggle. That's normal. What is the purpose of the annoyance, the judgment, the frustration, the anxiety, the stress, the overwhelm, the fear, the anger? If it was there for a reason, what might the reason be? What might it be trying to do? And don't worry if you don't come up with an answer, because we're gonna scramble it a little bit more. What might the reason be? And if you're not coming up with an answer that way, I'm going to give it in another way. If you no longer feel frustrated, annoyed, stressed, anxious, overwhelmed, anger, if you let it all go, what's the downside to that? What's the downside to not having these emotions? What if they're all gone? What if you're no longer angry about the issue? What if you're no longer stressed about it? What if you're no longer judging it? It's all gone. It's gone. You're just neutral, or even better, excited or happy. Even if you've got ill health, what is the downside to feeling okay with not feeling okay? I'm literally asking, that's what I mean. Even, I'm not saying, let's say you're better, it's not there. If you've got health issues, if you've got financial, even right now with financial issues, what is the downside to no longer being worried about money? I love this stuff. I love doing when you should see what happens to my clients when I ask these sort of questions. Imagine you've got health issues, and I say to you, you're just going to accept your health issues. You're actually not going to worry about them for a little bit. You're just going to be okay with it for a little bit. Tune into your body, tune into the anxiety, tune into the fear, and imagine what it would feel like if it wasn't there anymore. And the first answer is, oh, I feel great. Oh, there's no problem with getting rid of that. Wrong. That's not the right answer. Because if that was the right answer, we'd all go like that. I'm not going to be anxious anymore. I'm not going to be frustrated anymore. I'm not going to be annoyed anymore. I'm just going to be me. This is all good. Everything's great. No. The problem is not the problem. It's the attachment to needing the problem that's the problem. It's the fear of letting go of the problem that's the problem. It's the need to have the thing to focus on that's the problem. It's the resistance to letting go of having the focus that's the problem. And if you're stuck, I'll give you some examples. I've always had a big vision, right? That I'm going to grow my business and it's going to be amazing. And I'm here on this planet for a big thing, right? And then when I tune into the idea of that, it's like, I get this fear, right? So I was always thinking, how can I grow? I went through a phase. I'm going to be really vulnerable with you here. I went through a phase, ironically, when I finally found love, where I was stressing about finances, and it was the worst it's been in a very, very long time. Oh, but on social media, you look like you're doing really well. Yeah, I'm doing really well because I'm showing up. But energetically, I was in a really bad place around money. I was in fear. We're talking, shit. I got 3 weeks ago, I didn't even have money to pay my GST bill. I went, and I just went into what I'm doing with you now. I went into, well, what if I just didn't worry about money anymore? Because I've done it before. I've been in this place 5 or 6 years ago when I started my business, and I had so much fear around money. And it used to be days where I wouldn't even know when the money was going to come. I just didn't know. And then I just worked so hard on money stuff. But now I've found this new secret sauce, which I'm sharing with you tonight, and it's switched, right? Because I went, right, well, if I'm not stressing about money anymore, what's the downside to that? Well, then I won't be trying to find clients and, get more people into my groups, and I won't be working, to get my business up. So that was the belief. If I'm not afraid of not having money, I'll stop trying. That's one of the big ones, right? So what's the purpose to fear? It's to help me stay motivated. Or what's the purpose to fear? It's to help me feel protected. Or what's the purpose of anxiety? It's to help me make sure that I'm aware that there could be a problem at some stage. So by constantly worrying about money, I was telling myself, well, at least if there's no money, I'll be prepared for it, because I was worried about it because I knew it was going to happen. But energetically, most of you know this, but a few people like Vanessa and Nadine who haven't done my programs before, this is a scale of emotions. Here's fear, right? Fear is a low frequency emotion. Money is love. I want you to think of money as the energy of love. I want you to think of money as the man or the woman who knocks on your door and says, I want to be with you. I love you. And the money opened the door, you had to go, fuck off, slam the door on it. We'll go, oh no, it's money. Shit. What do you want? You don't go into fear, do you? If it was handsome, I remember one of the first times I shift my money fears was when I wrote a letter to him about how I'd been treating him. Been a right bitch. I was never happy when he showed up. I was like, oh, is that all? Is that all you've got? It's like, so that's an example, money, right? But anywhere where you're stuck, you focus on the problem thinking that's going to solve the problem. That's why you're stuck, right? But as soon as you see why you're wanting to keep that loop going of fear, of anxiety, of worry, of stress and judgment, and you go, oh, if I let it go, it almost becomes a bit like, well, what do I focus on next? If the problem's not there and I'm not focusing on the problem, how will I solve the problem? How will I become unstuck if I'm not thinking about how to become unstuck? But you can't unstuck yourself out of unstuckness by thinking about how stuck you are. That's a good quote, isn't it, Jamie Lee? Can you remind me about that one later? You can't unstuck your way out of unstuckness by thinking about how unstuck you are. Covey, who wrote the books, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, said begin with the end in mind. But we're too scared to do that. So what's underneath is, if I'm no longer thinking about the problem and I'm just accepting where I am, that's the energy we have to shift. So I want you to imagine not having the issue anymore. Because when I did that 2.5, 3 weeks ago, I just went, I can't keep worrying about my business. I can't keep worrying about money. It's not coming. The quantum leaps have been off the charts. I'm not working harder. I'm not working more hours. I just went, I have to accept where I am right now. And funnily enough, because you're shifting the energy, I'm able to offer my time for free. I'm able to do a call like this, you see, because I've let go of the need to be afraid of what might be. And I've learned to start asking the question, what if it all went right? What if, as soon as I shift my energy, we're about to shift our energy, as soon as I shift my emotion, what if as soon as I shift it, it all starts to magnet. Now, I know some of you are sitting there right now going, yeah, but Sonia, I literally don't have a job, or I literally don't have money, or I literally do. Yes, because right now in your physical reality, that's what's existing right now. But that's not what's out there in the field, the whole big, massive field of energy around you. You are a human with a soul who was born into this life with all these amazing ideas and feelings and experiences wanting to be experienced. And we all went off and got spiritual amnesia. And we started telling ourselves these ridiculous stories about how we can't. And I'm promising you, I'm telling you, our stuckness is because we've forgotten that actually we're allowed to ask, what else is possible here? Yeah, nice one. I can see Philippa nodding away. What else is possible here? But we're too scared to do that. And that's what we're going to shift tonight. We are too scared to trust that if we just let go a little bit and stop micromanaging and stop controlling. We're so scared. We think the answer. I know there's some of you on this call right now that I've experienced a lot of stress and overwhelm and a lot of frustration, and you're still getting the same problems showing up because we don't give ourselves permission to let go and just go, you know what, I've got this thing, chuck it in the fuck bucket. Yes, we need money. 3 weeks ago, I didn't have enough money to pay my bills. I didn't have enough money to pay my power bill, a massive $500 one because they've been estimating me from, and I went into fear, and then I went, no. I said to them, I'm going to pay this off by the 31st, and I paid it, and I paid it, and I paid it. And all I did was say to myself, right, so go through these questions again. What's the benefit to the problem? I think we're all probably establishing now what the benefit of the problem is. Gives me, I'm trying to find the solution. I'm trying to work it out. What's the resistance to letting go of the problem? And I want you to find that feeling in your body. Find in your body that feeling of, I'm just going to let go of needing to try and figure this all out. I want you to find that feeling in your body. That, and funnily enough, we're coming into a big full moon new moon next week. New moon's where you set your intention. So after tonight's call, when the new moon comes next week, I'm going to invite you to all go away and set your intentions for the coming month. But we're going to do some shifting of our energy here, because when we're in fear in our egos and we're overthinking and we're stressing, we're not coming up with solutions. When we come into our heart space, there are 40,000 cells in the heart. They send a frequency that's 5,000. The connection between the heart to the mind is 5,000 times stronger than the connection from the mind to the heart. So when you come into heart resonance, when you come into trust, when you come into gratitude, when you spend every day focusing on things that are going well in your life, that's one of the things that shifted everything for me. I just started lying in bed at night and going, right, well, I'm going to think about my day. What went well? Oh, that went well, and that went well, and that went well, and that went well. Next minute, you got 20 things coming out of your mind. So then when we shift into the heart space, we change the energy, because remember I said at the beginning, we're stuck because our energy's out of whack. And that creates a flow of ideas to our mind. And then solutions start to manifest. But here's where it's so amazing. We get solutions from our thinking, because our heart's talking to our brain instead of the brain trying to work it all out. But then our energy field changes. Annika, can I quickly share your example? Yeah. So Annika had a 30-minute online session with me. And in fact, I've had a few people have these 30-minute online sessions. And wanting to manifest some stuff, a flow of things, and really stuck and coming up against other people's energy. Because here's the other thing, when you shift your energy, other people's energy is like, because you raise your vibration. And when you raise your vibration, they stay down there in the swamp. And you're like, nah, see you later, punk. I'm coming up. And it's kind of like they just sort of get left behind. So, coming up against frustrations around certain things, needing some results and outcomes, we came in, we focused what we're doing right now, didn't we, Annika? We focused on, well, what are you afraid will happen if you let go of needing to try and figure it out? What if you just went, get clear on what you want, begin with the end in mind. Thanks, Covey. Begin with the end in mind, align to the feeling as if it's already there. Watch what happens. And Annika, had like 1, 2, just everything she wanted within 48 hours, bang, bang, and messaged me and said, oh my God, Sonia, I need to have a seat. It's happening so quickly. So the thing we're so scared of is giving ourselves permission to imagine the outcome we desire. But we are souls and we're free to dream. We're free to dream. Remember when we were little and we used to daydream? You don't need to know if it's going to work out or not. You just need to trust. Just imagine. Just imagine. I was very clear on what it was going to feel like when I manifested my wholemate. I don't call him a soulmate, he's a wholemate. I felt it. I knew what it was going to feel like. I had no freaking idea when he was going to show up and how he was going to show up. And as soon as I let go of all resistance to how it was going to happen, it just went like that. Oh. I have to say, and I didn't say this at the beginning, but I was going to say this. One of the big things that stops us from getting unstuck is we have unhealed trauma. Yeah, this call tonight's not going to deal with that, unfortunately. But if you've got significant unhealed trauma, that's probably going to be the biggest thing to keeping you stuck, because you feel like you're not worthy, you feel like you're not good enough, you feel like you don't deserve it. Bollocks, bollocks, bollocks. Your soul is sitting there going, shut up. Never heard such diatribe in my life. That's not you. And those of you who are coming to Calm and Confident on the 6th of August, we're gonna work on all that ego stuff. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes down. That's enough of my wee rant. Get a bit passionate about this topic. And I'm going to invite you to feel into your body where you feel any resistance. It could be something like, if my business grows too quickly, I'm going to get too busy and I won't be able to handle it. I can tell you one thing, when you upscale your business, you just pay people to do the stuff you don't want to do anymore. And most people's businesses don't quantum leap. They just take a nice overall step. Health, very hard to have health if we can't accept where we are right now. So if you've got health challenges, Philip is asking a question, would it be something like attention or having extra support being available or not? I'm not quite sure what that was in relation to what I was talking to, Philip. Sorry, because I've only just seen it now. Type it in the group and I'll have a wee look. So imagine becoming unstuck and having what it is you desire. The trouble is, most of us got so stuck in our problems, we forget what we actually want. That's the other thing. How can you manifest what you want if you're so busy focusing on the problem? Yeah, Philippa, when people, what I just said, when people have no vision, they will perish. So imagine in a year from now, your life starts to really shift direction. There's the love you want, your health starts to improve. But what? Oh, yes, it's called a secondary gain, Philippa. The payoff, yes, I see what you're saying. Yes. One of the reasons we don't let go of the problem for some of us is because, one, the problem gives us something to focus on, but we get attention for the problem. Especially a lot of people with a lot of health challenges, it becomes something that gives them something to focus on, but they get attention for it. And there's an absolute fear that if we start to feel good, we'll feel bad again. That's the big one. So I want you to imagine your life starts to take off. What resistance comes from not having any challenges anymore? Or what resistant feelings come up when you think about things falling into place or letting go? If you just let go tonight, what does that bring up in your body? What resistance? I really want to work on the resistance to not focusing on the issues. Find that in your body. The resistance to no longer focusing on the issues. Some people, it's guilt. Who am I to have more than others? Some people, it's unresolved shame, because in the past they've been judged for being better. People sometimes equate confidence with arrogance. If you start to become more confident, if you start to talk more, if you start to put yourself out there more in your business, people might think, oh, I'm arrogant. If I've got more money than other people, people might judge me. But just find that contract. I want you to find any form of contracted emotion in your body, and then we're going to start shifting it. But first of all, we really need to feel it, like really feel it. Because how often do we sit with our anxiety and our fears and just feel it? Ugh. Sometimes it just feels like a rising in the throat and you feel like you're going to vomit. And the mind is tricky. The mind's going to want to take over and say, oh, you can't, you've got to have the problem. But I want to just bring it back to this. I invite everyone to think macro here, not micro. The world needs us to shift. It needs us all individually and collectively to shift so we can shift this timeline quicker, so we can get out of this freaking current timeline of control and contraction and fear. And we need to shift and elevate, and that's what we're going to do now. So opening your eyes. Has anyone had any issues finding the emotion that they need to shift? Did anyone have any issues finding some sort of resistance or contraction? Are we all good? If you're not good, let me know. If you are good, I'll take your silence as a yes. We're all good. Everyone's silent. Excellent. So find that energy in your body. Give it a color. If you don't know color, guess. Give it a score out of 10. Like if you are feeling heaps of fear, just give it a 10. If you're feeling it a little bit, whatever, give it a score out of 10. 10 at its height. Like 10 is like, I feel it, right? And we're going to do a couple of processes to shift it. We'll probably go over the hour. I hope you don't mind. And then we're going to do some things. Yes, yeah. So for you, now that's a really good point you make, Anna. How long will this flow of goodness last? You're a human. You're going to get knocked off your perch. You're going to feel it some days where you're just going to feel like crap again. Oh, I'm back to the, like this morning I woke up and I went, and I went, no, I know what to do. I know what to do. It's okay to feel this way, but I know what to do to shift it. But the more you do this work on healing your trauma, healing the past, healing the patterning, shifting, tapping on yourself. I tap on myself a lot these days, moving energy, dancing, stomping, grounding. The more you get used to shifting it, the quicker you'll come back up again. Yeah. And yet again, it's always about, I don't need to work on the issue. I need to work on the fear of not having the issue, the guilt. It's always fear and the guilt and the fear and the guilt. Here it is again. The thing to deal with it quickly is just go, oh, there you are again. Thank you. I talk to it. I call it Margot. I call my ego Margot. I highly suggest you give your ego a name. Trevor, Stephen, Bob. Yeah. Gertrude, whatever. Give her a name. Give him a name. Give her a name. I call mine Margot. And I'll be sitting there and I go, Margot, I see what you're trying to do there. Thank you. Not listening. And it just lightens it. So start tapping. So give it a score out of 10. Give it a name. Whatever the emotion is. Give it the location. So score, name, location. We're going to do about 10 rounds of tapping. We'll do a couple of rounds. We'll check in. We'll go again. If you just want to focus on the most pervading emotion that you're feeling right now, fear, anxiety, just do that. Whatever is most prevalent for you. And repeat after me, even though right now I have this feeling in my body, I have this resistance and emotion. I'll answer that later, Philippa. I'll answer it soon. I choose to let go of this feeling in my body. I'm going to embrace the possibility that it's okay to be okay. That I don't need to focus on my problems in order to solve my problems. I'm going to love and accept myself, no matter what. Even though right now I've got this feeling in my body and it's a score out of 10. When I think about letting go and expanding my life, I'm going to choose to love and accept myself no matter what. This feeling I get in my body when I really tune into what I'm feeling, I feel this resistance in my body. It's hard for me to imagine not focusing on the problem. I'm scared to let go and just trust a little more. I was raised in the old paradigm where it had to be hard work, you had to struggle, and you had to be stressed. I'm tapping on the fingertip points to show that you cared. There's a real resistance in my body to letting go of all of this fear, judgment, and overwhelm that I'm holding on to. Who am I to have the best health ever? Who am I to have an incredible business? Who am I to enjoy life for no reason? I find it hard to believe that it is possible that life can get easier. The entire system we live in has raised me to believe struggle and suffering are how we get results. But if that was the truth, I wouldn't be on this call right now. I wouldn't be feeling anxious and overwhelmed and living the life I desire. It's pretty evident from the way I'm feeling about certain situations in my life that being an energy of contraction, such as fear, guilt, or stress, simply isn't getting me the results I expect. But here's the flip side. I'm not getting the results I want because I haven't created the vision of what it looks like. How on earth is a field of energy that's listening to me right now supposed to give me the outcomes I want if I'm not even clear on what I want? I know what I don't want. I know what I'm stressed about. I know what the worst case scenario is. But on a percentage, I've given very little of my time and energy to the vision I wish to create, to the life I wish to live. I'm scared that if I change direction, I might upset a few people. What if I'm not liked for the decisions I make? Sadly, when I lift my vibration, some people are just going to fall away. And that's completely okay. When I heal myself, I heal them. but I've got all of this resistance in my body. I've got all of this overwhelm and stress. I've got all of this fear of the things that could go wrong. I'm holding on to worst case scenarios because I'm stuck in the how. How do I get out of this stuckness? How do I solve these problems? What if the worst thing happens? What if things don't go right? I need to be stressed, so I remind myself to keep trying to solve all the issues. But this is actually not how it works. I'm open to believing that there's a new way of doing things. That the more I calm my nervous system, the more I let go of all this tension and stress, the more I start to trust life, regardless of what's happening in it right now, the more things are just going to flow. Life is hard. Life is unfair. Life is difficult. But it's also amazing. It's miraculous. It's expansive. And right now, I am living in the most incredible time in human evolution. What is happening on this planet is something that I'm going to be privy to. I'm witnessing the greatest evolution of all time. And I choose to take myself out of the system that taught me you need to be stressed about money. Money causes stress. If the doctor can't help you, you can't be well. This is all old programming. I choose to let go of this resistance in my body. I choose to let go of all old programming and fear. I choose to embrace that just by deciding tonight that things can get better, they will get better. I love and accept myself. And as contrary as it is to what I've been taught, I'm going to learn to totally accept where I am right now. I let go of resistance. I let go of fear. And I remember that I have a heart that is ready to feel joy. I release all tension now. Right, take a deep breath in and release. Just turn into your body and just feel how that resistance feels now. And then I'm going to get you to tune in and give it a score out of 10 again. What's left? Did anything else come up? Did anyone have a shift? Anyone notice any movement? Color shift? Sometimes it moves in the body, sometimes it goes to another part, sometimes it moves up and out, sometimes it moves up, down, and bottom. What we're going to do is one more process just to shift some residual stuff, and then I'm going to do a process called heart math with you, which is about bringing in the bigger picture. One of the best ways to become unstuck, I truly feel, and is thinking, well, what's my vision? What's my big picture? What am I here for? What fills my heart? Making time in your life to do what brings you joy. Even if it's just once a week. Making time to do the things. Now, this is what we do. I do it. I did it. I haven't got time to play the piano, listen to music and do nothing. I haven't got time to do. I've got to make money. I've got to find a way to make money. No, I can tell you, I wish I had the stats on this. Every time I'm out doing social stuff and if you ever dated, you'll know this. Every time I'm out doing social stuff, usually I get bookings. I get clients booking. I get people messaging me when I'm not thinking about it. I'm like, oh, there you go. Go for a wee walk around Hagley Park. When you're dating people, when you're dating and you want to meet someone and you're sort of spending time with someone and you're checking your phone, and you're checking your phone, and you're checking your phone, and you put your phone down and go do something, you let it all go, you let it all go. Ding, ding. Oh, there's a message from them. So as soon as you distract yourself away from the problem and find, because if you think about it, if you're in your joy and your creativity and your play, you're in high energies. So there's so much stuff I could teach. Oh my gosh, this is why I could go for hours. I want you to imagine you are either an AM or an FM radio. Now, AM frequency is low energy emotions: shame, guilt, fear, apathy, grief, sadness, anger, pride. So you're either tuned into AM or you're tuned into FM. This is what I've started doing during the day. Right, all these little tricks I do. I'm like, is my FM radio turned on right now? Because everything's energy, right, Vanessa? I think this is really appropriate for you for everything that's going on in your house situation, because I know you have gone through the most stressful thing ever. And every time we go and stress about something, we are tuning back into our AM radio frequencies. And over there on the other frequency band is FM, is the people that are going to provide us with the solutions, the good people that will come along and help us, the people that energetically are a match to where we want to be and where we want to go, right? Because obviously you've got to remember something. It's all well and good to have people come in and offer us solutions to our problems, but if they've come in because we've been in fear and stress and overwhelm and anxiety, money on it, we're not going to get the best people to help us with our solutions, because they're in low vibe as well. Because good people don't harm people. Good people who are kind and caring and generous and thoughtful and honest, they're high vibe people. They're in their love and their joy and their willingness and their acceptance. They're doing the good things in life. So if we want to attract that, we have to be that. So we have to keep putting ourselves back on the AM frequency, the FM frequency. And it's as simple as going, okay, how do I dial up? How do I get out of AM and how do I get onto FM? I'm just going to say, universe, show me what's possible. I believe what's possible is going to find me. Show me what's possible. How does it get any better than this? Write those two things down. Show me what's possible. How does it get any better than this? That's 2 Access Consciousness questions. Access Consciousness is a form of energy healing. And the book, Letting Go by Dr. David Hawkins, The Pathway to Surrender, is everything I teach. That's surrendering, saying, how does it get any better than this? What else is possible? Stop thinking you need to find the solutions all the time. You don't. Out there is a whole lot of other people tuned into FM radio station, FM frequency. And as soon as you match it by asking what's possible, putting my antenna out there, putting my frequency out there, the universe goes, I'll tell you, this happened the other today. I had a free discovery call with a client. She said she's going to join up, never did. Forgot about the old me, would have got stressed about that. I had a bit of a week of about, did I say something wrong? Blah, blah, blah. Out of the blue, 3 weeks later, I get a message last night, I'm ready to start working with you. Because I wasn't in stress and fear anymore. I didn't need her. I didn't need her services. I didn't need her money. I didn't, because it's another thing with owning businesses. Don't make it about the money. Make it about how can I serve? How can I serve? How can I serve? When you go out and give out to others, do acts of kindness from a place of, I just want to help. You will be rewarded in turn. You don't expect it, but just give. If you're feeling low and anxious and stressed, turn your FM frequency on by going out and making it about someone else. Just go and invest some time in helping another person. These are just ways to get onto the FM frequency. You're struggling with money? Go and donate. Go and give $5. I have done this so many, I can't even, because an abundant person will go and give money to someone else. When you go and give money, when you're struggling, you're saying to that FM frequency, I'm abundant. And what happens? Money flows. money will come back in. It always does. It never doesn't. I can promise you, hand on heart. So if money is your stress, if you want your business to grow, go do things for free. Fill your calendar up and get up in the morning. And if you're a client-based business or anything like that, get up and act like the thing that you want is already here. Do it. Just act as if. These are all the ways I'm telling you heaps of ways to come unstuck before we do a bit more energy work. Shift your energy. How? Oh, okay. So I do it all the time, right? I remember years ago when I first started my business, I had $100 left in my bank account. And I've got savings, by the way. I'm just not going to touch it. And I went to the supermarket and I went shopping and everything I bought organic. When I was at my bottom of the barrel, but I thought, all right, I'm going to play with the universe here. I'm going to check in with this whole letting go, trusting, flow. And I just went shopping and bought organic. Didn't look at the prices. And I remember at the time going, what am I doing? I should be buying No Frills brand because, I don't even know where my next money's coming from. And I went, no. Because I'm going to pretend I'm abundant. I'm going to pretend. Next minute. You want a solution, do a dance as if the solution's already here. You want to, another thing, write it down. What do you want? Write it down. What do you want? Don't worry about how it's going to come. Just write down what you want. The universe always listens to what you say out loud, how you feel when you say it, and what you write down. And always from a place of thanks, not from please, can I have this, please? Because you can't come from a place of need. You've got to come from a place of, oh, I'd like that. Oh, that feels good. I'm going to get that. And always go expensive, right? Go, if I knew that everything that I want was coming to me, how would I choose to be in this moment? When I met Marcel, I started walking around going, there's lots of good men out there. There's lots of good men out there. Because I say, oh God, men are dicks, they're shit, freaking useless, unavailable. I just started saying, oh, there's some good men out there. What I want wants me. What I want wants me. Oh, I can't wait to meet him. Oh, we're just going to have such a good life together. Oh, he's near. And I started saying things like, he's near. I can feel him. Within a couple of months, I've manifested him. He knows that. I tell him all the time. I said, I manifested you. Where did I manifest him? At a funeral. The last place you think you're going to meet someone, isn't it? So, it's about being creative. It's about having fun. It's about using your imagination. It's about trusting that you're allowed to dream. That you and Mike Doyle, who's one of the world's leading manifestation experts, who helps everyone get unstuck, says, don't worry about the cursed hows. Don't figure out the how. Take inspired action, but stop needing to know all the answers now. You don't need to know all the answers now, because when you shift how you're feeling and your emotions, things will shift really rapidly, or not necessarily too rapidly, because if they shift too rapidly, you won't be able to handle it. Which is why so many people who win lotto lose their money within the first 5 years, because they weren't ready for the money. They weren't an energetic match. It's like, I've got to get rid of it again. So if money is your issue, finances, tune into how it feels to have more than enough, because you'll find your resistance isn't money. It's the feeling of having more than enough. Feels unsafe. I could get judged. I'll lose it again. Wouldn't know what to do with it. So always go, okay, imagine if I had the thing, and what's the resistance? And that's the thing you shift. Okay, so right, we're going to do another thing. So I want you to imagine having the thing that you want, and what could be a downside to having the thing all sorted. What's the downside to it all? Business grows, have to work a little bit harder, won't have as much free time. That's actually a lie. You have more free time because you're just outsourced. My health starts to improve. What's the downside to that? Oh, I might have to go out and get a job, or put myself out there more. I might have to start dating again. Oh, God, shit. Oh, fear. But just tune into what could be a downside. And then you're going to close your eyes, find it in your body. Find that And just start tapping between your eyebrows and go, I release and let it go. Side of the eye, it's okay to let it go. Under the eye, I choose to let it go. Now you're going to stay tapping on the collarbone. I let go of all fear and worry. I let go of all shame and embarrassment. I let go of all anxiety and stress. I let go of all shame and guilt. I let go of the feeling it's all too much. I let go of all frustration and resentment. I let go of all judgment and annoyance. I let go of all resistance to it being easy. And everything else, I just let it go. It's okay to let it go. It's safe to let it go. I let there be reason. I let there be love. I let there be joy. I let there be peace. Place your hand on your heart, breathe in deeply. Breathe out. And say peace. Now tuning in again to any remaining feeling in your body. It doesn't matter if it's a lot or a little. Don't doubt just how powerful doing this energy work is on a micro scale. So just tapping between the eyebrow again, give it a score out of 10. High release and let it go. Side of the eye. It's okay to let it go. Under the eye, I choose to let it go. Under the nose, I let go of all fear and overwhelm. Now staying on the collarbone, I let go of all stress and unease. I let go of all guilt and shame. I let go of all resistance and frustration. I let go of all contraction in my body. I let go of the belief it has to be hard. I let go of all sadness and grief. I let go of all negative thoughts. I let go of all emotional trauma. And everything else, I just let it go. It's safe to let it go. I love and accept myself. I let there be reason. I let there be love. I let there be joy. I let there be peace. I let there be light. Take a deep breath in. Place your hand on your heart and say peace. Now, with your eyes closed, I'm going to invite you now to imagine a solution to your issue. Imagine in a few months from now, a year from now, however, it doesn't really matter. The timeline is not relevant in quantum stuff, but just imagine what you might actually feel. I'm actually going to do it this way. First of all, I'm going to invite you to focus on your heart and think about something that brings you joy. Think about something from your past, your present, an animal, an event, a travel experience, something that happened in your life where you felt so damn good. You felt so empowered. You felt so joyful. Find that thing and focus in on it. And just feeling into your heart space what it feels like to focus on that thing. When you focus on that thing that you love doing, it could be an activity, that thing that puts you into flow state. Focus in on it. And then send it as if it was bubbles of energy through your body, or, choose a color, give it a color, and send it through your body as an expansion. Feeling it moving down through your shoulders, into your stomach. I find pets is a good one to focus on. Now, with all of this energy in your body, I want you to focus back in on that original issue that we were stuck on. And I'm going to invite you to imagine the issue is resolved. So I want you to imagine, it could be you're having a conversation with someone and you're like, oh my gosh, that thing. Imagine what it would feel like just to say to someone. Imagine what it would feel like. Just while we're doing this, I learned something the other day that blew my mind. 80% of what we focus and worry on, 80% of what we stress about does not ever come true. 80% of it. So now with that in mind, imagine just something going well in your life. And I'm going to invite you to step into the picture of yourself in the future. You're not going to become you in the future. I want you to step into the image of you in the future, living out the outcome that you're wanting. So you step in and it's like you're stepping into a movie scene. You look around and you find yourself in the image, and you go over to yourself in the future you, the no longer stuck you, and you step into the image and you say, hey, I'm you from the past. Don't worry if you don't think you're doing this right and you can't see yourself clearly. I do this all the time, but I don't see myself clearly. I just know it's me. So you step in and you say, hey, I'm you from the past. I've come forward to chat to you. I want to see how you're getting on. Now, because time is not linear, actually, it's past, present, future, everything happening at once. Your future you is expecting you to say, oh, you finally made it. And you're going to say to her, how you getting on? How you getting on? And she's going to tell you how she's feeling. Oh, good. Life's good. Hopefully that's what she's saying. And if you feel yourself going into your ego going, well, that's not going to happen, just come back to your heart. Remember FM station, FM frequency. Come back into your heart and just see how she's getting on. And then you're going to ask her, what did she decide or become, or what advice or insight has she got for you to get to the same place? What insight, what piece of information, what little tips has she got for you to get to the same place? What do you need to let go of? Just say to her, what do I need to do differently? How did you get to where you are now? What's the secret sauce? And listen to what she says. Because what she's actually saying is actually you talking to you. You already know. Your soul knows. Your heart knows. Focus on that. And once you've got the answer from her, which is actually you, you're going to step into your body in the future. And you're now going to use your 5 senses to just be in this new image. So just being in this new experience. So look around as your future self at this image in the unstuckness. How are you moving your body? What can you taste? Now, some of you will be going, I'm not very good at visualizing. Doesn't matter. Just pretend, just even the intention that you're trying to do this. You might want to go away after this and write it down. I don't visualize very well, but I'm very good at writing down what I want. And I'm very good at moving my body in a way that it feels like I can imagine what it would feel like. That's enough to trick the quantum field. And so then what you want to do is just more, look at who's in the picture, use your sight, use your sound, taste, touch. Oh yeah, I can see exactly where I am. And I can just, the feeling of grace, tears of gratitude. And keep your eyes closed if you want. But if you knew that you just manifested that, how would you move your body? Like, how would you move your body? And I've got my little celebration dance and I shimmy my shoulders and I'm like, oh yeah, baby. What sort of things would you say to yourself? Woohoo! Make some noise right now. Really get into your body right now. Just keep your eyes closed because your sight can destroy the feeling. Stay in your body and be like, oh my God, yes, thank you. Express gratitude. Give yourself a little fist pump. Like, boo, yeah. Whatever it is that helps you feel into that feeling. Oh my gosh, I did it. Yes, it was possible. Oh, I couldn't believe it. I didn't think this is amazing. I'm so grateful. Thank you, universe. Thank you, guides and angels. I didn't realize it could happen. And then imagine sending your energy out beyond your body, out beyond the walls of the room you're in. Like you're this little FM frequency, golden light, white light dialed up. You say, I'm not going 3D on this. I'm going out beyond the cranial brain and I'm using my heart resonance to send a frequency out to the field and say, thank you. And right out there now in the field of energy is little energy balls picking up your frequency going, excuse me, we've got an order in. We need to start making some stuff happen for such and such there in Christchurch. Dunedin, Ringiora. We've got to start making things happen now because you've just been sending out your request to the field, the energy around you. And just be like, woohoo! Yeah, I'm a swearer. I'd be like, fuck yeah, bitches. I totally manifested that. Because I shifted the anxiety. I trusted, I let go, I surrendered. Heck yeah. Oh, yeah. That's how it works, right? I'm like, oh yeah, baby, bring it on. What else is possible? How does it get any better than this? Say it out loud. What else is possible? How does it get any better than this? Now, that thing that you're stuck on right now, you're going to say the benevolent prayer. I request the most benevolent outcome in relation to the thing I'm stuck with. May it be what I request, or even better, thank you, and so it is. I'm going to send you that benevolent prayer. Did you hear the last part of that prayer? May it be what I request, or even better. If you ain't dialing up and telling the universe what you want, and you're not getting clear on what you want, get clear on what you want. Get so relentlessly clear on it that you're almost like a stroppy little bitch going, come on now. I was born into this life to experience joy, to experience love, to experience all good things. And I'm going to have it. And I don't care how it's going to come to me. It's going to come to me. And every day, because my vision is clear, I'm going to take small tiny baby steps towards the vision of what I want to create. It could be something simple. If it's your health, you do one little thing that shows that you care about your health. You start meditating, you start moving your body in some sort of way, you turn off your nervous system, you get out of fight or flight. If it's building your business, you get online, you start talking about what you do. You don't worry about what people think about you, because you can never say the wrong thing to the right person, ever. You can never say the wrong thing to the right person. Some people are not going to hear you. Their frequency is not where you're at. That is really evident in the world right now. They're not your people. Speak to the people that need to hear what you've got to share. If you're in business like me, you have an absolute duty to start helping the collective. Don't worry about the money. The money will flow. Just keep asking, how can I serve? How can I serve? How can I serve? How can I serve? And the more you say that, and the more you tune into that energy, the more you're shifting the frequency, and abundance comes when you think about, how can I be altruistic? How can I give to others? And, call people out. Hey, if you're sitting here judging me right now, this message isn't for you. That's okay. I send you love. Yeah. But we are so every single one of you on this call right now was called on for some reason on a soul level to be here. So you're actually part of the evolution of humanity. And it's just about tapping back into your soul contract. Yeah, because when you thrive, humanity thrives. And if that's the most selfish and yet selfless reason to do this work, because when you thrive, humanity thrives. And the funny thing is, the higher you get up on this scale, the less you care about the opinions of others. Now, while I'm here, I've just started reading the most amazing book. I don't read books from beginning to end, but I know I'm going to finish this one. Who has read Untamed by Glennon Doyle? Holy shitballs. Do you want to know about getting unstuck? She's the woman. This book is incredible. That's how much I've read in 4 days. Marcel's coming tonight. I'm like, I'm just going to have to read before he gets here. Glennon Doyle, Untamed. And it's such a good book because it's short little chapters and it's just so cleverly written. Get it, read it. Freaking amazing. Right, do we have any questions? I'll take it to the floor. I feel really good now. Does anyone else feel good? Some of you are processing some emotions. I can see that. Anyone got any questions? Thank you, Julie. Yes, thank you, Elisa. It was so lovely to see you, darling. Elisa is an amazing human, and her work is pretty powerful. Of embodiment coaching and work in tantra area of yeah, amazing stuff. So we've got Lisa's going. Thank you, Julie. Yes, taking it the fuck up bucket. Oh, I love my metaphorical fuck up bucket. Yep. Awesome, Dan. You were awesome energy, Danny. I'm so glad you came on. You girl, come on, go out there and send your white light out to North Canterbury. Yeah, do your work out there. Awesome, Leonie. Thank you so much. The question, the process. Oh, biocompass. Is that what that is about, Julie? Maybe fire me a question afterwards. Thank you, Charlotte. So lovely to have you on. If I cried, yes, but crying's good release. It's really common to cry during tapping. I should have said that at the beginning. Yeah. It's just a sign that there's some stuff to process and heal. So crying is totally normal. Yeah. Thanks, Jane, for being on. That's so awesome. Oh, thank you, Kathy, gorgeous human. You're a light worker. You got to own your bloody light, lady. Thank you, Gemma from Dunedin. Love you, girl. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Vanessa. You are on the right path. You've started. You were here tonight. Well done. Amazing. Just tap into that potential and just go and write down the outcome you want with regards to your house and everything, hun. And I'll keep saying that benevolent prayer, which I'll send in the email, because that benevolent prayer, that I say that all the time with finances, with relationship. I request the most benevolent outcome to my relationships. Might be one I request. Thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you for being on here. It was so lovely. Yeah, go put the little one to bed. Yawning, yawning, farting, all of that stuff. That's just a sign of energy releasing. Thank you so much, Paige. Loved having you on here. Nadine, thank you so much. Bev, yes, awesome. Lovely having you all on here. Irene, lovely to have you here for the first time. Awesome. I'll answer your questions in a sec, Philippa. I'm just going to say goodbye to everyone. Thanks, Jamie. Thanks, Annika. All right, everyone.
You're going to bed, darling. I'll come see you. I'll come see you.
Yeah, and I'm just going to go back to Philippa's question. Yes, I love how do I continue to let go of uncertainty about Cool, that's a tough one. You've just got to stay in your light, Philippa. You've just got to stay on your path and your journey. Yeah. And it's not about trying to convince him or change his mind or get him on your path or energy. It's just about staying really true and congruent with what you're wanting to do. And then making decisions at some stage in the journey about what is really congruent with your highest mission and purpose. But when you heal and shift and lift, you often bring them with you. But also remember, one of the reasons he's not shifting is because he's stuck in the fear of not having the issues anymore. It's like the programming's so embedded, and then, you just got to either choose love and just keep choosing love and just keep saying, what would love do? What would love do? What would love do? And the whole book, Letting Go, and the power of letting go and surrendering is often when we just let go of expectation, just go, you know what, he's just doing his thing. I'm going to love him no matter what, and I'm going to stay on my journey. He'll either come with you and shift, or a decision gets made about the lifetime of the relationship. Yeah, but you'll know that in good time. You'll know. So thank you so much for all your feedback, and I really appreciate it. You all should sleep. Yeah, that's what your dad says. Yeah, everyone should sleep a lot.
No, you don't touch the light, okay? You want a little chin? You can have a chin here.
All right, everyone, I'm going to go. See you all later. Lots of love. See ya.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.